Alright guys, here's part 3 of what if Izuku Midoriya, or in this case, Izuku Bakugo, you think I should change the title, had a quirk. Izzy woke up to Melissa holding him tightly. What, does she think I'm gonna vanish? Most likely, Izzy. She clearly has some level of affection towards you. I'm not an idiot, Rian. Didn't you say I had a new combo? Correct. Rocket. This one combines your slotted quirks, detonate, and gravitex to form rockets on yourself or anything you touch. Like with both powers, continued use requires concentration and stamina. Ideas of the many uses for Rocket filled Izzy's head. For starters, he now had a more efficient means of flight. There aren't that many people out there with flight quirks, so that would come in handy. Izzy wasn't stupid enough to continue his vigilante work at the moment. That would be a blatant violation of his parole. Knox ruined his future. He's too old to go to a hero school, and most companies will turn him away for his criminal record. I don't think he could even use his own company without having some form of internship. Maybe he'd have to talk to All Might on that one. Izzy's going to have to take advantage of the vast network the watchdogs possess. I mean, he is a capo, so if you're not familiar with capo means, that's essentially a mob captain. Now, this is essentially a mafia, but not a mafia because they're only criminals in one sense. They're sort of like vigilantes, but they don't get caught. They're not blatant with it. They do small stuff. They help the community, yada yada yada, things like that. They're not going to pull a hydroid. Unfortunately for him, that's what it's called, pulling a hydroid. Making yourself too big of a target. Now, Izzy didn't really mind Melissa's affection, but he had a few things to do today. And he was also trying very, very, very hard to take it slow with Melissa. She wasn't just some fresh out of prison booty. No, she was something that, well, he didn't want to screw up. Izzy turned into vapor and went out the window and upwards towards the pool for a practice and a swim. I know I haven't really described the building to you, so it's a pretty tall building in the city. They live in like a section of the house that uses 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go with 5 levels for housing, and then there's also separate that they can only access. And we're gonna go with, before you hit high society, at the bottom there are housing areas for people that work there. So he literally wanted to help people get back on their feet. Now, they're not as luxurious as his home, but they're still pretty decent. They have facilities, gyms, pools, what have you, things like that. So, back to the story, or rather, back to the details of what he's doing. By the time Izuku got to the pool, he realized he didn't have any trunks. Ah, to hell with it. I've got boxers, and it's my pool anyway. Reinforced corrected Izzy and stated that the pool belonged to both he and Melissa. Izzy just shrugged and got back to work on some water manipulation. Controlling large body of water is easier than ever, and he also found it easier to create and manipulate water that way as well. There's things that he found that he could do with the water that was intriguing. For starters, he could purify the water, which is something he had always been able to do, but now he can do so to an even greater extent. Like, you can take a bottle of tap water and turn it into mineral or spring water. He can essentially make the purest water you've ever drank. But he's not going to do that to a pool. He's not going to try to drink that. Rather, he could, and take out every impurity in that water and just drink it, but what's the point? He also thinks that his water control also helps that he's on terra firma, so there's like more water in the atmosphere to manipulate and deal with. And he's probably right on that one. He'd have to get used to being a free man, and as far as his parole goes, he was just told not to leave Japan. Melissa showed up in a rather modest bikini. He was happy that she was giving him the time he had asked for. Izzy, like I said, wanted more than just a ash out of prison smash from Melissa. He didn't want to screw it up, and he thought he would if he did. So, his eyes, they were looking everywhere, and she could feel it. Izzy went to go for a bath. I know what you're thinking. No, it's just a bath. He relaxed and found it quite amazing because the high rise, they didn't have proper baths and showers. They had this like gel stuff. Here, he could just enjoy his mineral bath, which is exactly what he made. He increased the purities of the water, and it just went. He went down, he dove in, and just enjoyed it. Let it do its job, relax his body a bit. Now, he was afraid that Melissa might show up and try to tempt him. One thing about this place, they've got a Jack and Jill style bathroom, so she could just show up because he may have locked the door, but she is the key as well. Unbeknownst to Izzy, Melissa was on the other side of the door. She has more control than that. She's not some crazy stalker. She just walks past the door, sits down on the couch, and reads her itinerary for the day. A part of her was rather sad that Izzy was testing her, but she can understand that. I got next. Melissa pretty much said over the intercom leading to the bathroom. Okay. Once Izuku exited the bath, he pretty much ran past Melissa. Enjoy your shower, Melissa. I've got to go talk to an old friend. Izzy continued running, and Melissa was pouting a little bit. She wanted to spend a full day with him, but I guess considering how important Dr. Rocca is to him, she would just let it slide. The windows shot open, and Izuku, as soon as he was away from glass, literally shot off like a rocket. I've got to come up with a suit for doing this more efficiently. Designing it as we speak, Izzy. How? Well, Rian went on to state, like, for starters, I don't know if I stated this or not. I'm pretty sure I did. Rian was formed in his subconscious to essentially do the basic tasks of the powers in selecting. But she was also upgraded and derived from a power that was in his cocktail called nanite. It's a power that he himself is not going to use because this power belongs to her. And with it, later on, her sprite form that she made in conjunction with permanent slotted power, Torrent, because let's be clear, he's never going to unslot that power. It's too important to him. To create a body that can interface with tech. and that would come in handy. I thought you weren't comfortable showing yourself to others. Let me be clear, Izzy. I'm not comfortable showing myself to others that aren't near or dear to you or that I don't find worthy. I'll eventually show myself to more people in our family, but for now, I think Lissa's fine enough. Now remember, as far as her being spawned from power, he was born with energy mimic, and he picked up nanite from one of his caretakers as when he was a baby. Uh, that caretaker fell a little ill, but not nowhere near Inco level. No, not at all. Just a few dizzy spells. But back to the point. They continued to fly in silence until they got to the Rocca farm. Izzy touched down in epics. You know the superhero landing style? He did that softly, but he still did that. Izzy had the biggest smile on his face. Bunny, it's been some time. You probably don't remember me. The good doctor gave Izzy a big old hug. I know who you are, you big lug. I'm proud of you. You did good work. I hope you ain't doing that now though, are you? Pardon the twang, but she's a heavy farmer. I figured it would fit. And as far as the dialect, if you even care about that, she's speaking in Kansai. As the two walked to the house, Izzy explained what went down for him in the 6 years of prison. So, you done got stronger when All Might hugged you, huh? That's kinda odd, but oh well. Your quirk was always an odd one. The world's leading expert on his quirk laughed jokingly. Once again, the Uraraka family is speaking in Kansai Ben. So pardon the twang. Ma, I got I got the oil for the tractor. I don't know why we even bother using that thing anyway. Our quirks are whole lot better than that. The former doctor Usagi Uraraka corrected her daughter. Her quirk was great for farm work, but Usagi didn't possess the stamina or strength to use her quirk at that level. Izzy saw the state the farm was in when he had arrived and knew had he done nothing it would go belly up soon. He offered Bunny a deal. He'll come over daily and aid with the farm work until some equipment that needs field testing can arrive for Usagi and Ochako to make use of. To clarify, this Ochako is the same age as Izzy and failed her UA entrance exam. Due to that failure, she sometimes speaks in a Tokyo accent, but usually she's a farm girl. Thank you kindly, but I don't reckon I can accept that offer. This farm's been in my family for generations, and it was there for me when I was chased out of the city. We get by enough with the work I do as a doctor, since the nearest hospital is half a day away by train. Izzy wasn't buying what Usagi was selling, and she knew it. Fine, I do work in t- I do work in town and get paid for services rendered through trade. We barely make enough to pay taxes and may lose this farm. Izzy makes the offer and once again and states that Usagi was like an aunt to him. If the farm meant something to her, it meant something to him. Izzy took off his shirt and both Usagi and Ochako liked what they saw. Remember, All Might level body. Izzy gets to work and uses all three of his slotted quirks. He didn't even give Usagi a chance to say no. This was a win-win for everyone. Izzy got to put some mileage on his quirks, and that got him closer to leveling up.
And the mother and daughter Rocca got that sweet eye candy while actually making a decent harvest. By the time they were done, everyone was a sweaty mess. Izzy took the time to check out Usagi. She was no worse for wear by the ravages of time. She had it going on, and so did her daughter. All that work, and he had only gained half a level in the slotted powers. He used Rocket to propel heavy carts, combo powers, and add uses to both powers they come from, so that helped. After about a month of this, Izzy used Detonate on an area to create a hole big enough for a swimming pool, and created pure water, and just stripped naked after work. Usagi followed suit. Shaka was hesitant but joined in. Izzy thought a creation quirk would be useful, but he didn't quite have one yet. This would have to do. His earlier thoughts about Bunny still having the goods was confirmed. She caught him staring and he looked away. That got a giggle out of her. You can look as much as you want, should. Why, I see it, you done earned yourself at least a look at the goods. We wouldn't be in here with you like this if we didn't think you deserved seeing it. Well, Chaco and I have been talking, and we noticed you looking. As much as I'd love to have a stud like you to run the ragged, she's in her prime. I ain't. Usagi gets out of the pool and hurts to see Izzy still staring at her. She gave him a look that screamed, "Pay attention to my girl, not me, dummy." And he did just that. Nothing sexual happened short of them both looking at one another in the pool and enjoying the jacuzzi. While they were there, at least. Well, as far as a jacuzzi goes, Izuku did make a small area to the side of the pool he had just created and used detonate a log with torrent to form, well, water jets, and thus you have a jacuzzi. This was not the intended use, Izzy. Lay off, Rin. I'm having fun with my lady friend here. Sure you are. They spent a few hours just talking to each other, and Izzy actually convinced her to come to the city with him to further her education. Since she washed out of the hero exam, she lost all confidence in school, period, and didn't go past year 3 in junior high. Like I said, nothing happened in the pool or jacuzzi. When they went back in the house, however, that's another story. Let's just say they had a good time. A really good time. Usagi had to leave and go into the barn just so she wouldn't hear. When did that boy get that kind of level of charm? How much of that was his family and how much of it was prison? Usagi wasn't gonna say he had to marry Ochako, but gonna he was gonna help her get a life outside of the farm and even have farmhands in from his company come to work on the farm with her. Only catch was, well, Usagi had to provide food and board and follow basic work laws, but she's officially the farm lab for Deku Tech. And that would come in handy for, well, her livelihood, keeping her farm going. She knew that Izzy wasn't some mindless corporation that was going to push her out. No, she had creative say. But there was one small part of Usagi that wondered how long Izzy went before some woman got her hooks into him. This, remember, the high rise was more like a prison colony. They took men and women alike. Well, judging by her daughter's yowling in there, That Melissa girl was in for some good competition next week. FYI, the month of working, Izzy is at level 3 with his quirks. He has constantly slotted. He had to use healing waters a few times to help Ochako and Usagi. He didn't have to worry much about himself since his body's more sturdy now thanks to his evolution. But healing waters is also at level, well, not 3. I'm gonna put it at level 2. And like with most games, leveling is going to get harder and harder since 10 is the max level right now. The next day, Ochako would wake up to be alone in bed. Izzy ain't the type to whisper sweet nothings just to get some. Either is downstairs discussing the details of the workers and equipment further with Ma, or Ochako realized she left the farm girl out and started talking like a city girl. Or that Melissa girl called him. Well, joke's on her. I got him first. She cried in victory. Ochako knew full well that she wasn't his first, per se. He was way too good in the sack for that. But she knew he hadn't done anything with Melissa. Don't go getting cocky, little girl. I am Reinforce. I'm sure Izzy has told you about me. Ria knew he did give Ochako the full rundown, but she wanted to tease her a little bit. He loves Melissa and doesn't want to futz it up. You, on the other hand, he had come to like enough to screw. It meant something to him. You do have a place in his heart, but not as big as Melissa would have. If you go for him, you need to know that she will always be foremost in his heart, and I will literally always be in his head. Rien vanished after she said her piece. Ochako knew that Reinforce wouldn't show up if Izzy just thought of her as a piece of, well, you know. So her appearing to her was good. That was a sign that Izzy cared about her a lot, since Rien is very selective of who she appears in front of. This means she's got a shot. Reinforce was born from Izzy's subconscious, so her words should be taken seriously when Izzy is concerned, at least. Ochako knew that if she made him choose right now, she would lose out on Izzy, and she wanted to be a part of his. Izzy was the kind man that took time out of his life, fresh out of prison, to help with the farm. Sure, her mom got him through a rough patch, but he had been through way worse. Even if this is a win-win for him, Izzy was going above and beyond and was taking her mom's word to heart. That right there is one damn good man. You do what you gotta do to lock him down, you hear me? A man like that only comes by so often. Take this chance and grab it. That was basically Ma saying, if I don't go for him, I'll spend my life wondering what could have been. If this Melissa girl is so important, then I'll just have to have a talk with her. Ochako thought just as Izzy was opening the door with breakfast for her. Oh my stars, he's a keeper. Once again, these two aren't naive and have been playing the game for a while, unlike a certain someone who would be sneezing if I wasn't me. You know what? Cut to Melissa. Melissa had a sneezing fit. Am I having a summer cold or is someone talking about me? Izzy's been gone for a few days now. Probably at that farm. Dr. Rocca was a very important person to his youth. He has a life outside me. I'm not some crazy-ass stalker. Melissa begins the day with a swim, followed by a shower, and gave Mitsuki a call. The two discuss how well Izzy was integrating back into society since his return. Deku Tech profits were skyrocketing. Hell, he even found a tester for the agricultural equipment in his doctor friend. That's when Mitsuki, or rather Masaru, let the existence of Ochako and her impending room in their love nest slip. Masaru handled the paperwork for his wife, since she was a big name in the legal world now. He got out of his old dead-end job and helped her out there in the office. Paperwork was his forte anyway, and he breezed through it like a boss. Masaru would... You care to repeat that? Melissa was staring at him, dead in the eye through the video call. When Mitsuki hung up the call and did not answer when Melissa tried calling again, whoever this Ochako girl is, I will destroy her. No, I can't think like that. That's just stalker territory. Either way, I'm going to have a good, long, hard talk with this Ochako. FYI, Ochako has little to no change to her character. Short of, well, what you've heard at this point. We'll see how well that chat goes next time.